Good evening. Welcome to We the People Prepping. This is Dan. Alright, so let's just talk a little bit about what's going on in the world right now, especially here in the U.S. By Wednesday morning, there's going to be approximately 26,000 troops stationed around Washington, D.C. Okay, now this is the most troops that's ever been in Washington, D.C. at any given time, even during the Civil War when the battle was raging right across the Potomac. Okay? And what is the purpose of this? Especially with the news that's out today that the powers that be are concerned that there could be someone in the military there, the National Guard, that might be intent on assassination. Okay, they went through and vetted the soldiers that are there. They're still vetting them right now. Okay, now here is the part that bothers me extremely. The vetting process that they're doing, they aren't asking these people about their allegiance to America, okay, and their their beliefs about America. What they're asking people is to pledge their allegiance to the Democratic Party. Does anybody see a problem with that? Okay, they're not asking them to pledge the allegiance to the United States, but that they would be loyal to the Democratic Party. And if you aren't willing to take that pledge, then you will be dismissed and they'll bring somebody else in. Okay. Now imagine had Trump asked this of soldiers to be loyal to him and his party. Okay, they're asking these soldiers to be loyal to Biden and his party. It's a little scary, don't you think? And then on top of that, you have some members of Congress and even some hierarchy in the military calling for a special police force to be assembled for the purpose of, shall we say, investigating and detaining, how did they put it, those that could be extremists, that could be possible radicals or a threat to the government. Does this all sound a little familiar? It does to me, because it's reminiscent of 1930s, Germany, right when Hitler was taking over. Okay, and I'm doubting that this video will actually make YouTube. They'll probably censor it or won't let me post it or whatever, But I'm seeing some pretty big problems here. They are using big tech, social media, as well as mainstream media, to censor the political voices of their opponents, i.e. the Republicans, conservatives. Sound familiar? What did Hitler do during the 30s? He used media and censored his political opponents. All of this is leading us down a path that is very dangerous. Not a path that we should particularly be going down. My family, because we are concerned about what's going to happen this week, I'm out on the road, okay? But we have moved, my family as well as many other members of our MAG have moved to our bug out location. Now when I get home this weekend, my family will come back to the house, unless things have popped off the chain. Then we won't be at the house. We'll be out at the bug out location. But as a safety precaution, we've moved out there. Last night, actually, I moved my family out there, and there was about 100 of the people from my MAG that had already went to the bug out location. Just as a precaution. I mean, they'll still go to work from the location, but they've got their families there, and they've got everything that they need there, and they're ready in case things do pop off. Which, if they do, I imagine all of my members of my MAG will be there. But these are some really concerning things. I mean, when you're basically calling for a special police force to be assembled to round up your political opponents. And make no mistake, that's exactly what they're doing. Even higher members of the military. Like I said in a previous video, they are putting, or at least I think I did, they're putting the same general in charge of the vaccination and the rollout of that was in charge of Hurricane Katrina relief. Now, I was down there running relief supplies, and I've seen soldiers going door to door, confiscating people's Second Amendment tools. I've seen this firsthand. I tried to videotape it, and my phone was confiscated, and my phone was wiped clean, and then they gave me back my phone. But it just goes to show. I mean, things. Why would you put the general that was in charge of Katrina, which was a huge disaster, by the way, in charge of the vax? It doesn't make a lot of sense now, does it? And the thing was, I didn't have it was an old flip phone. There wasn't a whole lot of memory, but I tried to record it anyhow, because that was back before we had all the technology we have now with the phones. But I could record a couple of minutes of video, and I tried to record it, and they confiscated my phone. But I witnessed them confiscating people's Second Amendment tools. I remember while I was down there, there was a big uproar because they went to this 80-some-year-old woman's house and knocked on the door and asked her if she had any firearms. And she produced a pistol that wasn't loaded. Okay. And she didn't even point it at nobody or nothing. She picked it up and showed it to them, and she was tackled. And one of the soldiers actually tackled her, took her to the ground. They roughed her up pretty bad. There was a big uproar about it, but basically martial law was in effect, because of the emergency. So the military could do whatever they wanted, and that's exactly what they were doing. They were going around confiscating people's Second Amendment. So where are we going right now? Are we going in the way of World War II Germany? Are we going in the way of Venezuela? Because a lot of our politics right now are reminiscent of what happened in Venezuela when it started to go, switch over to a democratic socialist society instead of a free society like they had been. A lot of what we're seeing right now is the same things that were implemented and done during the fall of Venezuela, where they started their downfall. So, I mean, I think it's right now it's kind of a combination of both. You know, World War II Germany and Venezuela. I mean, our our money's being printed to where it's going to hit hyperinflation. You know, the prices. Oh my God, the prices of food at the stores is going through the roof. I was stunned. You know, I went to the store and I was looking at. I wanted to buy my wife a couple of steaks that she could cook without having to defrost the ones we have in the freezer and stuff. You know, um, and just one little. It wasn't even a very big steak. You know, it was a New York strip. It was actually rather small, and it was like $9.50 for the damn steak. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? For that little itty bitty steak, you're wanting $9.50? And most of it, honestly, the most of it was fat. It wasn't even that much meat on it. You know, if I took and I trimmed off most of the fat off the outer edges, that steak would have barely fed a child. You know, I mean, I like a steak with a marble to it, but I don't like a steak that's got an inch of fat surrounding the whole damn thing. You know, that's ridiculous. So, but you know, we're watching the price of fuel start to rise. You know, we're watching a lot of really bad stuff starting to take place. So, while you can, before things get too expensive, get your ass out there, get what you can get. You know, it, at this point, hell, I might even start buying stuff I wouldn't normally eat, just so that I would know that I had it if I was not already prepared. I mean, I've got enough food to see us through. That's not a problem. But I mean, if I was just starting to prep, hell, you know, I'd buy whatever I could, just so that I wasn't starving to death. You know, start storing up water. Find, you know, find you some solar panels or something to charge up your electronics with that you may need. You know, definitely get you some solar lanterns. You know, be prepared, because things are going really bad really fast, and it's a scary thought. But you know, I see something bad coming down the line here in the near future. You know, at the very latest, you know, early summer, at the earliest within the next week or so. But any time between then, I see some bad stuff happening. I may be wrong, but I mean, it's not looking good. You know, and from a prepper point of view, you know, it's got me concerned. I mean, I ain't afraid. I'm just concerned, because I know there are a lot of people and people that I love that are nowhere near prepared for this. You know, I have family that, you know, that doesn't prep like they should. You know, and I mean, I've got stuff set back for them just in case, but you know, I can't afford to prep for them as well as myself. But I've set back about 10% of what I've prepped for them. So I mean, yeah, you know, if I divide it up between the rest of my family, you know, they might get 4 or 5 months worth of food. But I'm not giving up all the food that I've got. You know, I've got enough to last me years. You know, and if I ration it, I could turn it into a decade or so. You know, but I've also got seeds stored up, and you know, planting and freedom. You know, I've got my tools for gardening as well as for my freedom. You know, but there are so many people out here that are going to be caught unaware. So please, while you can, if you can, take what you can spend and go get what you need. You know, and don't just hoard toilet paper and paper towels. I'm talking about get you some food. You know, start storing up water in empty jugs. You know, store it away. There's all sorts of things that you can do. You know, uh, it's going to get bad, people. This is Dan with We the People. If you like my content, please hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Ring that little bell so you'll be notified when I upload a video. You know, share my content. Get the word out to other people. So that maybe, you know, maybe somebody will see the video and come to their senses and start prepping. You know, I don't like to spread fear, and I'm not in any way trying to fearmonger, and I'm not calling for violence in any way, but I am, you know, really concerned about what I'm seeing out here. You know, and I've seen some troop movements that it's a little scary. You know, normally when I see a convoy, none of them are armed, and I've seen armed convoys rolling across. You know, so, and like I said, they're vetting the soldiers that are going to be at the inauguration for their allegiance to the Democratic Party instead of the U.S. And that really concerns me. You know, these are things that you know would have been done in the 30s in Germany, not here in America, especially now. So, please prep, get what you can, protect your family. You know, if at all possible, move to your bug out location for the week. You know, I mean, I understand that some people it's not possible, but take precautions. Be careful out there. This is Dan with We the People. I appreciate your time, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.